So a rough week for the market this week as Bitcoin rejects from 65k and now we find ourselves trading below 60k. In this video, I'm going to show you how I found the setups for these trades and also go over the levels that we need to hold over the weekend with a monthly and weekly close upon us. So let's get into it. So let's start then with a quick bit of analysis on BTC and Ethereum. So in terms of BTC, if we go to the monthly time frame, don't really want to see a monthly candle close below 60.7k. You can see this has been a big level of support for us all the way through the year since March. Plenty of wicks below, but never a candle close below it. So we're looking for that on Saturday with the monthly close. And then, of course, we've got the weekly close as per usual on Sunday. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. That 60.7k level also lines up quite well with the 60.4k level on the weekly time frame. Again, huge level of both support and resistance all the way back from March 2021. Also, we've got the moving average 21 on the weekly time frame as well, in and around that sort of 61k area. And of course, 60k is a big psychological level as well. So it's all a big important area at the moment. Don't really want to see a weekly candle close below 60.4k. Currently, obviously in the high 50s at 59.5 at the time of recording anyway. We'll see if the US market has any impact once this video goes out. So monthly candle close, want to see that ideally above 60.8k for a bullish scenario and 60.4k in terms of the weekly as well. Anything below 60k on the higher time frames, not really a very good look. If we take a look at the RSI as well on the weekly time frame, downtrending, but we are sat on that 50% mark. So an ideal place for a bounce if we can get one. If we start trading below the RSI 50 on the weekly time frame, not a very good look at all. If we take a look at the daily now, on last week's video, I talked about potential negative impact on the markets from Jackson Hole. We actually had a positive impact. As you can see, we shot up to 65k but rejected, but it's basically due to the fact that Jerome Powell didn't come out and say anything hawkish. It's quite dovish, but at the same time, I think the market just sort of took in what happened and realized that actually there wasn't anything that positive. It was just there was no negative news, which is what the market reacted to. And then over the weekend we rolled over and now we are right back where we started, down in the high 50s. As I say, in terms of the daily time frame, you can see big breakdown on Tuesday, spike up into resistance yesterday to this daily level 61k and the moving average 21, and we are trading below the RSI 50 on BTC as well. So not a good look at the moment. Momentum certainly with the bears for now. If we take a look at Ethereum, again, weekly candle sat right on weekly support at $2,500. Don't want to see a weekly close below that, and then if we do, we're likely to see this wick get filled out and head towards the monthly range high, or previous monthly range high, of $2,000, as you can see. However, if that does occur, I think that's a pretty good long setup. If we can get it, it'll be coming back down to the RSI 50% mark on the monthly time frame. So that could be a good area for a bounce, and obviously a big level of previous resistance, which should hold as support. So it could be a good opportunity there if we get it. In terms of if we hold 2,500 on the weekly candle close, then that looks quite good for a bounce, at least up to 2,800. But then we'll have to see what happens with retest of this resistance and the weekly moving average 21. In terms of the daily time frame, not too much to talk about. Just sat on that weekly level of support. Again, same with BTC or Ethereum, same as BTC. We had that spike on Friday and then we rolled over the weekend, broke back below the moving average 21, and now down at that 2,500 level. So interesting candle closes coming up over the weekend, both monthly and weekly. We can see some volatility. Now moving on to the trades I talked about at the beginning then. All of our trades are posted into our Discord on the Learning Crypto Traders Lounge. So this is it's all on Discord. This is the trading room. As you can see, all of our trades get put in there with all the setups, targets, stop losses, etc. And then we've got the trade success room where you can see all of the profitable trades we've had. We've had quite a few this week already. So if that's something you're interested in, learning how to trade or getting in and amongst a trading community, go to our website, learningcrypto.co.uk. Links in the description below, and you can see it's down here. So premium membership is everything except for the Traders Lounge, and then Traders Lounge is everything that you get with premium, but with that Traders Lounge, obviously. And also you get access to our indicator, which I'll be showing you as part of my strategy. This is the indicator you can see here with the RSI and momentum indicators all included. And also, as you can see, the RSI tool helps identify divergences as well. So if that's something you struggle with, you can all part of the indicator. So let's get on to these trades then. First one was an unsuccessful one with Gala, but the setup was still pretty good. So on the 4-hour time frame, you can see I entered just below this 4-hour level, which was also a fair value gap. The reason I entered, we'd rejected off of this level here, broken below this 4-hour level at 0.02, come up for a bearish retest, which is where I entered. Unfortunately, we got a mad spike on the Tuesday, which was about an 8% spike, which stopped me out. But then, as you can see, the trade then did follow the plan. It came up, another broke back below that level, bearish retest, traded below the moving average 21, below the RSI 50, red trend bar, and you can see all the way down, hit TP1 and 2, and actually this TP2 was in and around the bottom. So a bit of a shame about that, but you can see the setup was still pretty good. In terms of the ones that did play out, first one was Link. This was on the weekly time frame. So I noticed that we had a weekly FVG right on a previous weekly range low at $12.38, and this looked like an ideal area for another consecutive lower high. As you can see, they've been marked out there. So went down to the daily time frame, and I entered this trade on Sunday, I think it was. When was it? It was around, oh no, I think it was Monday, sorry. Monday, just here on this spike. So over the weekend, as I say, we'd rejected the weekly level of resistance. We had this big spike earlier on the Monday, got in the afternoon right up here at $12.36, and then I was aiming for these FVGs as TPs. So hit TP1, very nice. I then moved my stop loss to TP1 once we at the end of the day on Tuesday. Unfortunately, big spike up the following day, caught my stop loss in profit, which is a shame because, as you can see, we then did follow through that trade down to TP2 down on this day level at $10.74. So again, shame we got stopped out a little early, but the trade plan worked quite nicely. And then finally Matic, which was a 4-hour time frame trade, and this one was the most successful of the lot. So if we take a look here on the 4-hour time frame, I noticed that we'd rejected this daily level of resistance here at 57 cents. On the 4-hour time frame, we'd broken below the 4-hour EMA 21. We'd broken below the RSI 50, and the trend bar was turning from green to orange and then eventually to red, and we'd had a bearish retest on the RSI 50, which was in and around where we entered here. We'd also broken below this 4-hour level and FVG. So this was where I entered here. We actually did get a nice little retest the following day, as you can see, and then the trend played out quite nicely, trading below the moving average 21, RSI 50, red trend bar, and you can see we hit our TP. So TP1 was set here at around 49 cents, just above this 4-hour FVG in case we had a bounce. And then TP2 was down here on a daily level and 4-hour FVG at 47 cents. And then TP3, which we finally hit yesterday, down at 43 cents, which was this daily level down here. So as I say, really handy tool, the LC trend and momentum indicator, to allow you to see what the strength is of a move. So red trend bar indicates that the bears are in control, green generally means that the bulls are in control, and then orange is like a chop zone, best to stay out of the trade. And then you've also got your RSI coupled with divergences as well. So if you want to get hold of that, as I say, learningcrypto.co.uk, go to our website and check it out. We've also got a free Discord, so if you want to come in and have a chat about stuff, you feel free to do that as well. So hope you have a good weekend, get out, touch some grass, and we'll see what happens with the monthly and weekly closes and come back for another video on Monday. See you then.